Good morning, dear colleagues and everyone who is viewing us online. Today, on the 24th of April 2026, the Advisory Group of Experts has a meeting to consider current issues regarding the evaluation of candidates for the position of Judge of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine under the quota of appointment by the Parliament of Ukraine. So, today, all 6 members of the AG are present in the meeting today. AG Secretary Marina Connor, AG members Hanna Sukhotska, members of the AG Yaroslav Romanyuk, Vasil Shakun, Aleš Zaler, and also deputies of AG members Richard Barrett, Vladimir Kuzmenko, and Thomas Griffith. I'd like to announce our meeting board and open. I would like to remind you that all the official meetings of the AG are broadcast live on the official resources of the CCU and the resources of the AG. Now I give the floor to the Secretary of the AG, Ms. Marina Connor, to announce the purpose and the preliminary agenda of today's meeting. Dear Ms. Marine, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Greetings to all my colleagues and to the public. The advisory group of experts collected and examined a significant amount of materials on candidates participating in the competition for 2 vacant positions of judges of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine under the quota of appointment by the Parliament of Ukraine. Also, on April 14th, the advisory group of experts conducted a written assessment and received the candidates' answers to tasks on constitutional issues. Then, in accordance with the advisory group of experts methodology, within 15 days after the completion of the written evaluation of all candidates, the advisory group decides on the need to conduct additional interviews. Therefore, I propose to my esteemed colleagues to include the following issues on the agenda for today's meeting. This is what we will consider. On the adoption of a decision regarding the conduct of additional interviews to assess the level of competence in the field of law of candidates for the position of Judge of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine. Colleagues, are there any suggestions or comments on this agenda? If there are no comments or suggestions, I propose that we put the announced agenda to a vote for approval. So if you are for the agenda as stated, would you please raise your hand? Yes? Is there anyone against? No. The decision was made unanimously to approve the proposed agenda for the meeting of the advisory group of experts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. Dear colleagues, I propose to move on to the first agenda item on the adoption of a decision regarding the conduct of additional interviews to assess the level of competence in the field of law of the candidates for the position of judges of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine. As Ms. Marina Connor has already mentioned, the AG has collected all the necessary information to assess the level of competence of the candidates and also conducted a written assessment. In general, the accumulated information at the professional level of candidates is sufficient for the AG to complete the stage of assessment without conducting additional interviews for the purposes of selecting judges of the CCU and subsequently objectively establish whether the candidates meet the recognized level of competence in the field of law. So I propose to put the proposal to a vote not to conduct extra interviews with candidates. Who is in favor of this proposal? Please vote. 6 votes in favor. The decision was made unanimously. Decided not to conduct additional interviews on assessing the level of competence in the field of law of candidates for the position of Judge of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine. Dear colleagues, the AG has exhausted its agenda for today. Right now, we are working on assessing the professional competence of the candidates, and soon there will be a decision of the AG on each of the 10 candidates who are still participating in competition for 2 vacant positions of judges of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine from the Parliament's quota. I also remind you that on the 15th of April 2026, the AGE reviewed documents from the Council of Judges of Ukraine and began analyzing all 18 candidates who applied for 2 vacant positions of judges of the Constitutional Court of Ukraine under the quota of the Congress of Judges of Ukraine. Thank you so much, dear colleagues, for your attention, and I hereby declare the AG meeting adjourned.